What's up guys and girls, Lazy Dragon here, and welcome to Assassin's Creed 3, the latest game in Microsoft's parade of games with gold. Now, when this game originally launched, all the way back in 2012, it was met with mixed reception. So today, now that it's free and everybody is vaguely interested in the game again, I've decided to go back and give the game a second chance, see if it's really as bad as everyone said. Now by this point in the Assassin's Creed series, Ubisoft had fully embraced the idea of multiplayer Assassin's Creed, which sort of worked all the way up until Assassin's Creed Unity, at which point Unity decided to shit the bed and ruin pretty much everything for everyone. But back in Assassin's Creed it was great fun. You could drop planks on your teammates' heads. You could walk slowly around a campfire. You could watch poor people freeze to death in the Boston wastes. Because this game is of course set in North America. Excuse me, straight killer. You've trapped me behind a door. Now you see the inherent problem with the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed. Initially, it worked well. In Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, when it was first introduced, people were nervous but open-minded. In Revelations, they refined it slightly. They kept refining it. And then eventually, we get to the multiplayer we see here in Assassin's Creed 3, where your teammate can quite happily just slam a door in your face whenever you're trying to run through an old wooden ship. Probably called diversity. Now, by releasing the game on Games with Gold, it does appear to have breathed a bit of life back into the multiplayer servers, which, as far as I could tell, were on life support for the best part of half a decade. Unfortunately, the people that seem to have come back to play Assassin's Creed 3 now that it's been re-released are all of those guys that were level 1 million the last time the game was out. And as such, multiplayer modes, they're a bit difficult to get into, which is why we're playing co-op. Co-op's so much more fun. Unless you're playing Assassin's Creed Unity, in which case it's 4 Power Rangers rejects punching French noblemen and getting drunk in the middle of a revolution. Go, go, Power Rangers! 9 kills ain't too bad for a guy who hasn't touched this game in 5 years. I will quite happily take that. Even if I was playing as a prostitute. And of course each round would end with a little video clip showing you the best medal that was won by your team. In our case, the best medal was awarded to somebody that sat on a roof. It says a lot about our team when the only award the game could think to give us was for sitting on a rooftop. Maybe everyone at Ubisoft was a big fan of pretending to be a pigeon back when they developed Assassin's Creed 3. In fact, all of the awards revolve around sitting on rooftops, stealing fish and chips, and shitting on people's cars. Now, one of the largest problems that faced this game at launch was that there just wasn't much stuff to climb over. Assassin's Creed had previously been very famous for its climbing and its parkour, is what set the game apart. But revolutionary America, which is the era this game is set in, did not have much architecture. In fact, there were barely any buildings. It was all trees, and occasionally a hill. When you compare it to previous games in the series, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which were set in Renaissance Italy, this game doesn't really measure up, because those had grand cathedrals and all sorts of Sistine chapels. Pristine chapels. Actually, the Sistine Chapel might have been there, I'm not sure. But wandering over a couple of trees doesn't really compare. And I think that's, in large part, where the annoyances with this game come from. Is that Ubisoft didn't give us any crazy buildings to clamber all over, like a spider monkey with ADHD. Instead, it's just the occasional hay bale and a frozen ship. It's not fun to fall off a frozen ship. Falling off a moving ship, that makes you feel like a pirate. Falling off a frozen ship just makes you feel like a really bad extra in an animated Disney film. and in true Assassin's Creed style, you would earn bonus points for sneakily approaching your target. As you can see, my teammates are sneakily running up to that man and stabbing him in the face in broad daylight. Yeah, some players didn't quite take the whole stealth assassination thing to heart when they started playing this game. You can also group up with your friends and kick a dead man in the head, but it's okay because you get 10 points for doing it. I wonder how many people went to their local cemetery and just started curb stomping the tombstones after this game came out. I need more points, I need more points. I'm always too slow to get the kill. I need the pity points. I think maybe Microsoft should have checked whether Ubisoft actually had enough servers up and running to support Assassin's Creed 3 before they re-released Assassin's Creed 3 for free. Although credit where credit is due, Assassin's Creed 3 does give you the option of playing co-op modes by yourself. If for some reason the servers from 5 years ago have crapped out on you, you can play all of the game's multiplayer modes on your lonesome. And then afterwards, why don't you throw a party by yourself? Go to the cinema by yourself. In fact, why don't you just do everything by yourself, you lonely bastard?
30 seconds remaining. Kill the
Don't mind me, I just fell off the roof. That's, you know, nothing wrong with that. I could be literally anyone. Anyone at all. Let me just stand in this little crowd and bit of a stab, thank you very much. Right, I'll be on my way. So if you liked this game when it originally came out, it may hold up for you. If you didn't like the game when it originally came out, there's not really anything new here for you, unfortunately. Multiplayer mode, flooded with people millions of levels above you. Story mode, filled with trees, bears and racism. Occasionally you get a sequence when you sail around in a boat, but that will just make you want to play Assassin's Creed Black Flag instead. No, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think this game does hold up, in retrospect. But if you enjoyed the game the first time around, it's free during June for everyone on the Xbox. Provided you've made a blood tribute to the Microsoft overlords. Then they will let you have the game, otherwise you can just stare through the windows of all of those that have sold their soul to our corporate overlords. I shouldn't judge, I'm one of those individuals who sold their soul for free games. I mean, a soul's not really worth much, is it? You don't get gamer score for having a soul. 10 seconds remaining. And, like in all good games, as soon as you hit the 10-second mark, all subtlety goes out the window, you run up and get bitch slapped. And there you go, my friends, that is Assassin's Creed 3 in all of its glitchy, serverless glory. Thank you for joining me. If you want to go download Assassin's Creed 3, now would be an excellent time, and if you don't, I don't blame you. Wait for Black Flag or Assassin's Creed 2, those two were the good ones. But of course, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you've got a game you'd like to see played on this channel, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But until next time, farewell everyone.